Hi, I'm Cindy Leong from Relationship Studio Singapore. What is the Enneagram? The Enneagram is a personality profiling framework that helps you to understand not just what people are like, but also why people are like that. And it really helps you to understand your loved ones, your colleagues better. What we know about the typical personality profiling is that most profiling tells you what you are like, but they don't tell you why you are like that. And when we talk about the Enneagram, we go deep. Your defense mechanism, how do you do things in an autopilot way? So when you understand about the Enneagram, you know more about why people behave the way they do. And that also helps you to respond in a more effective way to your loved ones and your colleagues. So when you talk about how to express love to your loved ones, I think it will be easier if I use the subtype of the Enneagram to explain. Now, your core type explains what you are like. That means what drives you. But your subtypes actually explains where your attention goes to, your instinct, So there are three different kinds of subtype. The first one is self-preservation. Now, self-preservation instinct basically drives your basic needs like food, comfort, finances, house, clothing, health. So these are the areas of interest. So if you know that your partner is a self-preservation people, okay, if you know that your partner is a self-preservation person, what would be an ideal gift that you can give to your partner would be gifts that are very practical, material things, okay, something they can touch and feel. Well, what about other things such as a handwritten card and maybe a nicely folded rose made by you, right? That sounds really romantic. But when you give this to a self-preservation person, they may not appreciate that as much. So that brings me to the second subtype, and that's called the one-to-one or the sexual subtype. This group of people, they are more concerned about intimate relationships, connection, intensity, and romance. So if you know your partner is a one-to-one subtype, yes, a rose and a handwritten card would do. And some of you may be thinking, wow, that doesn't cost you much. That's really cheap, in material sense. But it is the thought that counts. It is the connection and the meaning behind the gift that matters. So when you talk about giving a gift, you've got to also understand what would mean more to your partner. And the third subtype would be the social subtype. Now, the social subtype, they are more concerned about a sense of belonging in a group. So, for example, what would be an ideal celebration for a social subtype? Birthday, be it birthday or promotion, what would be an ideal celebration? It would be getting the whole jing gang of friends or colleagues to come down together for a gathering or doing some activities together or to have a celebration or a meal together. Notice it has to be the whole group because of social. Now, this social subtype has got to do with a sense of belonging in the group. So they would expect the whole group to be there. However, if you're doing a celebration for a one-to-one, remember, romance and connection, so they wouldn't be very happy if you call everybody now, right? They would be more happy to spend that one-to-one time with you, a good meal together, okay? And sometimes it might be a bit challenging for you to kind of tell which is the person's primary instinct, okay? So what you can do is to ask yourself this question: would this person be happy to eat lousy food with you, but it is the person that matters? If this person thinks that, it's okay to eat lousy food, but as long as there is deep connection and there is good conversation going on, you're with the right person, this is a good outing, this is a good date. Yes, this will be a one-to-one person. However, flip it the other way. Good food, Michelin star, but lousy company. That would be detrimental for a one-to-one person. That's a lousy outing, it's a lousy date because they don't care as much about the food, but they care more about the person. Who am I with? But this kind of outing or date may appeal to the self-preservation subtype because it's the food. So how do you know what subtype they are? Typically, if you go to an event, where would be the focus? Is the person focused more on food? Is the person focused more on meeting that one special person that they can connect with? Or is the person focused on the activity, the games, the programs, the ceremony that is going on stage to bring people together? So that's what subtype is about, where your attention goes to. And that kind of shape. So we learn about the love languages. We learn about the 5 love languages. But if we want to go deeper, than just the 5 love languages, we need to know what exactly that subtype is looking for in the gift, right? For example, acts of service. What kind of service in detail, right? What kind of service would the partner be more interested in? I'll give you an example. We have a client that is a self-preservation subtype, guy, and the girlfriend is a 1-to-1 subtype. So this boyfriend cooked a really nice meal for the girlfriend after a graduation party. This kind of celebration means a lot to him as a self-preservation subtype. However, this means nothing to the girlfriend who is a 1-to-1, because food is not her concern. You know what she said? All I wanted is a rose and a quiet walk at the beach. So where this guy is coming from? What? If it is my graduation party and if you were to cook this meal for me, I'll be so happy. So the thing is, we should look at what the other person prefer, how the other person prefer to be treated, how the other person feels loved. Okay, let's have another example. We have this couple that's about to get married, okay, and the guy is a 1-to-1, and he says, we don't really need to buy a house. As long as you and I are together, that's home. That's a 1-to-1, the connection. But for the wife being a self-preservation, no, we need a proper house. We need to have a proper house that we own. Then that is a proper family. So how different subtypes feel love and express love, sometimes can cause some sort of misunderstanding. So I would say when you understand which subtype your loved ones is, you will be able to be more accurate in expressing love to them and offering the right gifts to them and doing the right and organizing a good celebration for them.